If you want to earn money using your freeze dryer, or you have a business using your freeze dryer and you just want to know, how do I start shipping my product to customers to earn that additional money? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you my point of view perspective from owning a freeze drying business in Idaho. My company is called Freeze Dry Depot and I've been running it for over 4 years. One of the things I had to quickly learn was, how do I ship this delicate type of product like freeze dried ice cream, freeze dried candy, freeze dried fruit, because when you dry it in the freeze dryer, it becomes really delicate. Wondering kind of what type of boxes to use to ship your product, as well as any packing material like crinkle paper or peanuts, things like that, to keep this product from crushing is vital to your business so that you keep having returning customers and people give you good reviews. Now today we're going to talk about mainly the shipping and fulfillment side of your freeze dried product, because now that you actually have packaged it up, just like I have with this freeze dried ice cream, now it's time to ship it to someone that you may not even know. And that's a good thing, right? Because you're expanding your customers, you're probably shipping out of state. Speaking of that, if you're wanting to ship in state, most of the time that's covered under a commercial kitchen license that you can get through your state or your county, something like that. I've got plenty of videos that talk about that, how it's ran in Idaho, but it's very different in different states. Now, if you want to sell interstate, meaning you want to sell outside of the state that you're currently processing your product, then you're going to want to look at more of an FDA processing facility. Sometimes commercial kitchen laws are applicable to be able to sell out of state. You just want to check with your state laws to see if you can ship food products from a commercial kitchen or if you have to have some type of FDA facility. Okay, so how do you get started with selling online? Well, there's a lot of different marketplaces nowadays to sell your product. When I started my business in 2020, I went with Etsy because that's where I found most of the freeze-dried product existing on sale. And in fact, in 2020, when I started my business, there was only 10 shops selling freeze-dried products. Now, I can't even believe how many different pages and listings there are for freeze-dried products, but don't let that discourage you. That just tells you that a lot of people are selling products, and I'm still getting orders today from Etsy. In fact, I've got 6 orders today, 3 from Etsy and 3 from my website that I use Shopify to do all that. And if you're not familiar with all these different platforms, they make it really easy to be able to ship your product. They process the order, they give you ways to put photos of your product, they give you all the different types of shipping rates, so you really don't have to do a whole lot of calculations with that. There are a lot of different shipping platforms to go through. You can go through Pirate Ship, you can go through Shopify. Shopify has a discounted rate for the post office, for FedEx, for UPS, and you can also go through some other different channels. Needless to say, there's a lot of platforms to go through to sell your product. Choose one that's most comfortable that you know. So if you really know Facebook and you really know Instagram and that's where you are, so that you can kind of look at different accounts that are already selling on there, then go with those and start learning how the process of purchasing a product goes. And that way you can know how to sell on that platform. I'm gonna keep this a little bit more raw footage just so I don't have to do a whole lot of editing, just so I can show you what I do for some of these packaging and fulfillment on my side of the business. And one of the things that makes it really easy for me, because I also have my nephews that help me do fulfillment, is I print off these packing sheets. Now, these packing sheets you can do on Etsy, you can also do it through Shopify. Shopify is the e-commerce store that I have through my website. And so when you print off a packing sheet, it actually gives you what types of products came with the order. The packing slip for Etsy looks very similar to the one here, just doesn't include any photos, but it does include a description, so I know that this one is freeze-dried cookies and cream ice cream. So that's what I know what to pack into the box. Now, you don't have to do this. This is just what I do. I'm still a small business, and when you're starting, you're still gonna be that too. There's a lot larger freeze-drying businesses than me, but this will give you an idea of what a small business is doing and where you can start out as well. When I started this business, I wanted to have the right types of boxes. And one of the things that was important for me was that I didn't want to package it in some of those plastic envelopes that has some bubble wrap, because I've worked for UPS and FedEx in the past back in college, and I knew what I was doing at 3:30 in the morning, throwing them on the FedEx trucks and UPS trucks. And so I wanted to have something more durable like boxes. Does this box cost more than that? Yes, it does. This is about $1 a box, 80 cents a box. It just depends on how many boxes I'm willing to buy in bulk. I buy these from Uline, And you can also go to maybe your local container store, your local boxing store, and see if they have returned boxes they can't sell anymore new. Maybe you can find them a little bit cheaper. This is expensive, but I also charge a fulfillment and handling fee on all my online orders. So I sell my freeze-dried ice cream for $12 a bag, but I also add $1.50 to the order on top of the shipping because I want to cover my box cost as well as some of the packing material. So free shipping and handling, that's something that you see a lot of. You get to control what you want to do. For me, I just pass that along to the customer because for me, I just can't incur those costs as a small business. If I had them more in bulk, then maybe I could. If you're watching this for the first time and you're interested in freeze drying, I want to welcome you and encourage you to subscribe to this channel because you'll be notified of all different types of videos that I come out with about running a freeze drying business. You can also go to the video description and check out freezedrybusiness.com and enter your email address. You'll be added to my email list that I email 2 to 3 times a week and provide tips and tricks and industry news about the freeze drying industry. Now, as you can see here, I've got my unfolded boxes and then the finished folded box. Now, you don't have to have a folded box. You can have more of a box that is, when you normally fold it, you put the tape around it, or you can have more of a multi-fold type of box. This type of box right here, I literally just fold in. I had to learn how to do this quickly. And then you make the box, and then it folds down like this, and then creates the lid, and voila, you've got your box. Now, when you're starting your business, you're gonna have to figure out how many packages you can fit in one of these boxes. I just had to buy these boxes off of Uline. I had to figure out, okay, I've got these bags that I fill. Freeze-dried Skittles fit differently in here. These are kind of more bulk, so it has a little bit larger volume. So this size box can fit up to 2. Then when I have 3 to 5 products purchased off my website or Etsy, I have another box. And then from 6 to all the way to 10 different bags of product, I have another box as well. Now, as a business owner, you get to choose how you want to fulfill and purchase these types of boxes. I'm just sharing you what's kind of worked for me for the past 4 years. Let's go through fulfillment of 2 of my 6 orders so you can kind of see what I'm doing to get it out the door to the post office today. So what I'm gonna look for is, I know I've got an order for 2 cookies and cream ice cream here, and then also they wanted strawberry, so I'm gonna put that order right here, the packing slip. That was from Etsy. And then I've got this one right here, and he wanted some freeze-dried cookies and cream ice cream. So we're already gonna use this box. Now, I try to stamp my boxes to create some branding, because when this arrives to the customer, I want them to know, hey, I did order from Freeze Dry Depot and here's the order. So we're gonna put that bag in here, and now we're gonna close it up. Try to show you. I'm gonna close it up like this, and then we'll be ready to tape this. And now that it's closed up, now we can put the packing slip on here. So I'm gonna associate the name with the packing slip so I know it's the right person. Again, a lot of these e-commerce platforms, they already have a way to get your shipping labels printed with all the customer information and everything. Now, one thing to know about shipping labels is you can use a thermal printer. I've got some videos about what type of thermal printers I would suggest. I've always used the Rollo printer. You can print off a lot of labels. So if you're fulfilling and you're having a great month and you just need a lot of shipping labels printed, then you can just use that, and it comes with all the sticker pack for over 500 different stickers that then you just feed into the feeder of that thermal printer. You don't have to replace it with ink. It's really easy. So that's what I use, and if you want to buy that, you can use some of the affiliate links on my Amazon store to buy that Rollo, as well as some other ones that I would suggest. All right, this one is all processed. Now we just need to tape it up. And you'll just have to kind of figure out your method for tape. I buy all this tape from Amazon, I buy it from Staples, all of that. I do tape 2 sides just because I want to be safe so that nothing really comes into contact with the box. And there we go. There is a Freeze Dry Depot shipped product that we just need to now go out to the post office. Now let's do another one, and I'll share with you the whole process here again. This particular order had 3 items, the 2 cookies and cream ice cream and 1 strawberry. Now, if you're in cottage food, you can do this all from your house. Also, if you're in commercial, I'm packaging all this stuff up in my commercial kitchen because, you know, it requires food handling, things like that. But you can fulfill everything at a different location. So that's what you just need to remember. So again, this is my larger box that I ship 3 to 5 products in. And I buy my crinkle paper. This is the packing material that I use for my packages. And I put it right in the box, just a whole handful. Sometimes you can pull the crinkle paper apart and it kind of creates more volume and more of like a cushion. But the reason you want to use packing material is because this is delicate product, especially freeze-dried gummy bears, freeze-dried gummy worms, and Jolly Ranchers, things like that. You don't want these things to get crushed in transit. So if you want to look at crinkle paper, you can go to Amazon. I've got links in the video description. You can also go to Uline, and there's a link in the video description as well there. The thing about Uline is they charge a lot of money for shipping because it's in freight. So you kind of have to have a large order to get free shipping possibly from them. I think it's over $500, something like that. Or just make it worthwhile so that when they ship to you, you've got a lot of product. And that's what I used to do. I'm just doing less volume now than when I had 7 freeze dryers. So this is the order right here. See how presentable this looks? If you wanted to, you could put some more crinkle paper on top, but this is gonna allow less movement when it's in transit. Now already I'm forgetting something. I forgot to put my stamp of my business right here. So let's go ahead and stamp a different box. So we're gonna stamp here. And now we've got Freeze Dry Depot on the box. Now, one thing that I didn't include on this is I didn't include my business card, which I normally do. I'm just waiting for the business cards to come in because I've got an event coming up. And so I printed off more from Zazzle.com where I do my business cards. And so that's a good way to get more marketing into here for your business. Now the only thing that's missing right now is the shipping label. So we just need to make sure I get the right person here, which is right here. This is going to Katy, Texas. So that's the nuts and bolts of what goes on with my business when I'm shipping my freeze-dried product. Again, what you need first is what are you gonna put your product in? So you need to decide whether you're gonna do bubble packaging, whether you're gonna do boxes, what are you gonna ship the product in? Secondly, is how are you gonna ensure that that freeze-dried product that is very delicate is gonna be going to that customer and arriving in its original state and not crushed to powder, right? You want that impression on that customer that you don't really know but purchased and trusted you to ship that product. So find either crinkle paper, maybe it's peanuts, maybe it's crumpled up construction paper. I would make sure that you incur that cost in your business of shipping and handling because you don't want to have that customer receiving a crushed product. The other thing you're going to need is you need a website or some type of platform to be able to process your e-commerce online orders. I use Shopify, I use Etsy. You can check out all of my different links to those through my business, freezedrydepot.com, as well as the links in my YouTube channel. And also, you need a printer to print off all these. So make sure you check out my video description and my Amazon store for the thermal printers that I use. Now, maybe you have lingering questions about running a freeze drying business, specifically maybe about how to package your product, how to print off labels, the right printers that we talked about here. I've got a couple videos coming up next that are related to this type of side of running a freeze drying business. I'll see you there.